Well, took us until the penultimate day, but a Legend of Zelda game is finally making an appearance. Well, technically we've already had Hyrule Warriors, but I feel guilty about just having that as a sole representative of this classic franchise. So, which one is it? Well, if you can read titles, you've probably figured out that it's Twilight Princess. And if you can't read titles, I question as to why exactly you're on YouTube. Anyways, Twilight Princess. This is probably one of the darkest games in the series. Jury's still out on whether this is darker than Majora's Mask or not. This time around, you're actually too late. Hyrule's already been taken over by the usurper king of the Twilight, known as Zant, and it's your job to undo all of the corruption he has unleashed on the land of Hyrule. That's not the only unique thing about this game, however, as Link is forced to assume the form of a wolf when the area is covered in twilight, and later on you get the ability to shift between human and wolf form at will, which is handy as Wolf Link has abilities regular Link doesn't have, such as fast travel, tracking, sense, digging, and higher agility, and also this ridiculously powerful charge attack thing that basically decimates everything. Yet none of this would be possible if it wasn't for possibly one of the greatest companions of the Zelda series, Midna. While initially she just seems to be a mischievous and sassy little imp, it's later revealed there's a lot more going on, including a history between her and Zant, which I'm avoiding going into detail as to avoid spoiling too much. However, the real star of the show here is the dungeons. This game is probably some of my absolute favourite selection of dungeons in the series, and while some of it's down to puzzles and the overall level design, unlike most games, nearly every dungeon has history to it. Sure, we've seen dungeons like this before, but never to this extent. While, yes, the Forest and Lakebed temples are just that, we have others that are anything but. The Goron mines feel like they've been worked in and lived in, the Snow Peak ruins are actually the remains of a luxurious mansion tucked away in Hyrule's mountains, the city in the sky is heavily implied to be Skyloft from Skyward Sword, and also borrows a lot of elements from MC Escher paintings. The Arbiter's Grounds, which is honestly one of my personal favourite dungeons in the game, used to be a prison to hold Hyrule's worst prisoners. Oh, and you even get to run around Hyrule Castle and the Temple of Time, which not only is said to be the exact same one from Ocarina of Time, but the dungeon involves travelling to the distant past in order to explore it. Capping off the experience is the most expansive arsenal of equipment seen in the Zelda game outside the open world epic that is Breath of the Wild. Your bow can double as a sniper rifle and grenade launcher, the boomerang now creates tornadoes, the iron boots can stick to magnetized surfaces, and the ball and chain and spinner are insanely fun to use. Sure, they don't seem much outside of their respective dungeons, but they're probably the biggest source of fun you can have in this game.